I would not be standing here were it not for the education I received. And I know many of us will say the same thing. And I believe a child going without an education is tantamount to a crime. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy. Well, this was a little controversial in San Francisco. And frankly, my staff went bananas. They were very concerned because we didn't know at the time whether I was going to have an opponent in my re-election race. But I said, look, I'm done. This is a serious issue, and I've got a little political capital, and I'm going to spend some of it.
Hey, welcome back. It's your man, Wise. And yes, we got to talk about this, man. So there's something resurfacing online, and it's pretty wild when you consider how big it was just a few years ago. What you just saw was a clip from Roland Martin's Unfiltered back in 2019, but it seems so recent and so relevant, right? Here, we focus on the stories that mainstream media conveniently ignores, and this is definitely one of them. Kamala Harris has built a reputation as a progressive prosecutor, but what most people don't know is how, as San Francisco's district attorney, and later California's attorney general, she puts policies that disproportionately hurt poor families, but especially black families. It's funny how the media's forgotten that, right? But before we dive into the details, let me quickly talk to you about something else that matters: your financial future. With the cost of living skyrocketing and our dollar losing value to continuous government spending, it's natural to wonder about the safety of our investments. In times like these, protecting your hard-earned money is crucial. That's why I recommend contacting my trusted partners at Lear Capital. They specialize in helping you safeguard your wealth by converting depreciating dollars into stable assets like silver and gold. Discover how easy it is. Call Lear today at 800-489-6450 or visit learrp.com to receive your free gold and silver investor kit. With over 27 years of experience and $3 billion in trusted transactions, they offer 24-hour risk-free guarantee, a testament to their commitment to customer satisfaction. Call 800-489-6450 or go to learrp.com right now. Take control of your financial security today with Lear Capital. You know, taking control of your financial security is crucial. And speaking of control, we can't let them control the narrative around Kamala Harris. They've been trying to sweep her record under the rug ever since she was installed as the Democratic presidential nominee, but not here. That's not gonna fly. So here's a bit about her true record. So according to the Huffington Post, Kamala Harris personally championed a law enacted in January 2011, which made it a misdemeanor for parents to allow kids in kindergarten through 8th grade to miss more than 10% of the school year without a valid excuse. Under this new law, parents of a truant child could face a fine of $2,500 or more, or face 1 year in jail. Hundreds, if not thousands, of families were affected by this law. And you'd think the mainstream media would be all over this, right? Wrong. The usual suspects over on MSNBC and the rest of the left media is now claiming that this isn't true. But just a couple of years ago, they were writing hit pieces on her all over this. Let's take a quick look at MSNBC segment from last month.
Ever since Kamala Harris became the de facto Democratic presidential nominee, Republicans are talking an awful lot about her time as a California prosecutor, particularly the accusation that she jailed parents whose kids were chronically absent from school, otherwise known as truancy. Whitley Yates, the director of diversity for Indiana's Republican Party, even highlighted that claim right here on last week's The Sunday Show.
I'm talking about, like she stated, when she was a prosecutor and the way in which she prosecuted parents for the truancy. I'm talking about when she...
Not a single parent went to jail for that, by the way.
And did. And she...
So that's incorrect.
When she was...
Let me pick up on Amisha Cross's not a single parent rebuttal and set the record straight on this. It's true. Kamala Harris never sent parents to jail for their kids' truancy. As San Francisco DA, Harris was heavily invested in ending truancy. She explained in a 2009 op-ed, quote, "I see what happens on the back end of school failures. Young lives are being lost to street violence or prison time at an appalling rate. We must also take seriously the task of keeping our kids in school." 3 data points drove her to act. 44% of truant students were in elementary school. 94% of all homicide victims in San Francisco under the age of 25 were high school dropouts. And 2/3 of California prison inmates were high school dropouts. So Harris launched a program aimed at kids missing a lot of school, 60 to 80 days out of a 180-day school year. Struggling families were linked to resources they needed to help keep their kids in schools. Those who ignored warnings were brought before a special truancy court where they faced misdemeanor charges. Not one person went to jail, not one. And according to the San Francisco Unified School District, Harris's initiative helped reduce truancy among elementary school kids by 23% over a 2-year period.
You know, all the mainstream media does is lie and hold Kamala Harris's, heck, the Democrat Party's water. That's all they do. This is just flat out ridiculous, and it's honestly just unbelievable. I mean, the fact that they could say that she never sent parents to jail over truancy, again, that is a lie, but don't take my word for it. Take a look at this.
I intend to fight for Black Lives Matters. I intend to fight.
If Black Lives matter to her, why didn't I matter?
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom, and I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
My message to all Americans, especially Black Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
I'm so proud of you right now, because you walked all the way down here and I wasn't expecting you to walk.
My daughter, Shayla, suffers from sickle cell anemia, a chronic, painful genetic disease.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick.
It's a very sharp stabbing pain, and it hurts a whole lot. Like from my chest all the way down, it hurts, including my side.
So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
When Kamala Harris was the California Attorney General, she had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I spent a majority of my time here at the hospital.
Kamala's horrible policies hurt mothers like me and the Black community. My name is Sheree Peoples, and this is my story. I am a single mother. I've worked as a certified nursing assistant and a caregiver. My daughter Shayla was born in 2002. When she was born,
This is unbelievable. The lengths that they will go to stay in power, the lengths that they'll go to cover for this lady. Harris claims she never sent parents to jail. The fact that this story is being suppressed speaks volumes. Here's where it gets worse, though. The Orange County DA took Kamala's truancy campaign and ran with it. On the same day Sheree Peoples was arrested, so were 5 other parents, right in front of news cameras. Sheree's daughter, Shayla, suffers from sickle cell anemia and was frequently hospitalized. Yet Kamala made her an example, not in private, but with cameras rolling.
truancy.
I sent a letter on my letterhead out to every parent in the public school system.
In 2012, like all California parents, I received a threatening letter from Kamala Harris saying we'll go to jail for a year if our kids even miss 10% of school days. It was like a crazy intimidation tactic.
I'm going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought, wow, this woman doesn't have any empathy. Is it because she's not a mother? I also thought, how could she not understand it would disproportionately affect people of color, single Black mothers? But honestly, I didn't imagine it could affect me. Her teachers had her medical records from the Children's Hospital. I even had a 504 plan, which was an agreement between the school district and the parents to provide care for students with disabilities. It was April 18th, 2013, in the morning. I'm in my pajamas. I had just fed my daughter, gave her her medications, sent her off to school. Little did I know, there was a warrant out for my arrest. All of a sudden, the police is outside my house and they started banging on the door. I opened up my door and 2 officers entered my home. They told me I was under arrest for my child missing school. They said I was going to jail. I was shocked. I said, but my baby is sick. The school knows that. And they said, go talk to Kamala Harris. Place your hands behind your back.
My mom did nothing wrong. We did everything we were supposed to. I was always bringing doctor's notes, always calling the school to let them know that I was in the hospital.
Then they handcuff me. So they take me outside for what you call a perp walk. And oh my God, the TV news was there, the newspapers were there. You could swear I had killed somebody. It was degrading and humiliating.
Here's the thing. This is just one story. As the Huffington Post pointed out 5 years ago, Cherie Peoples' arrest wasn't an anomaly. It was the inevitable result of Harris's campaign to merge truancy with the law enforcement. And Peoples is so far from an outlier. Hundreds of families across California were swept into the criminal justice system under Harris's law, facing chaos because she chose to criminalize a problem that required thoughtful solutions.
Sorry.
The next day, the Orange County Register showed the pictures of my arrest. They even had a close-up picture of my hands in handcuffs to show here's a Black mother being arrested.
It was a truancy rate at over 2.5 times that of white students.
Everyone knew most truant kids were Black. I think Kamala Harris wanted me as an example to threaten other single Black mothers, like, this can happen to you if you don't get your kids in class. The police even put out a press release naming me and other Black single mothers like Toya Daniels, who got arrested the same day. But my hell was just beginning. They gave me 2 charges: failure to supervise and encourage school attendance, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. I couldn't believe it. They framed my daughter as a gang member and basically charged me with neglect. I spent the next 2 years in court fighting these charges. Kamala assigned her nastiest prosecutors to my case.
My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
Like 10 different prosecutors. They kept pressuring me to plead guilty and spend a year in jail, but I kept refusing because I did nothing wrong.
Wow, that is one evil individual. Kamala assigned her toughest prosecutors, those handling homicides and gang members, to target parents, not criminals or gang members, but parents. Like Cherie Peoples, whose child was battling sickle cell anemia. Let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in for a second. We all agree that school is extremely important. Trust me, I am a huge proponent of children getting an education. And we definitely want to keep these kids off the street. But using gang prosecutors to jail parents of sick kids, I mean, this is just flat out crazy. If the goal is to keep kids out of gangs, go after the gangs, not the parents. You help kids by investing in them, not by criminalizing their parents and their families. This is outrageous, man.
When I look back, I ask, why did Kamala Harris arrest me? Why was Kamala Harris so insensitive to a Black woman with a handicapped child? Well, first, I learned that Kamala Harris has no common experience with Black people. She grew up with an Indian mother. I remember she kept saying she was Indian.
To become the first Indian senator in U.S. history, which would be quite an accomplishment.
Not good.
What we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because you are Indian.
Yes.
And I learned she grew up in Canada, not in the United States, and went to a wealthy high school. I think in Canada, she must not have been exposed to American values, which respects the rights of individuals. When Kamala Harris ran for president in 2019, they asked her about arresting people like me, and she just lied her ass off.
The truancy program got a lot of criticism too. Did you actually lock anybody up?
No, we never locked anybody up. We never sent a parent to jail. And no parent went to jail. And we did prosecute some cases, but far few, only about 20.
It's ironic because Kamala helped raise money to bail out murderers, rioters, and thieves. But she thought I belonged in jail because I had a handicapped child.
If this doesn't reveal who Kamala Harris truly is, I don't know what will. This shows a power-hungry politician focused on control and optics, not on genuinely helping families. If she cared about real solutions, Wouldn't she have addressed the root causes of why kids, especially black kids, sometimes stray, like fatherless homes, the breakdown of the family, and the welfare system incentivizing single motherhood? Instead, she criminalized families while ignoring the deeper issues, such as poor role models and gang culture. And let's not forget the ABC whistleblower scandal. While ABC denies giving questions to Harris or to the Harris campaign in advance, they didn't deny communication without the Trump campaign present. The whistleblower claims the Harris team submitted off-limits questions, especially regarding her record as a prosecutor. Whether true or not, it's telling that Harris's prosecutorial history is often scrubbed from discussions, leaving us to wonder what's really being hidden. And to think about it, they didn't ask her one question about it yesterday at the NABJ interview that she did.
To this day, at 22 years old, I suffer from full paralysis on my right arm and partial in my right leg.
Kamala Harris owes me an apology and my daughter an apology for what she did to us.
Let's be clear, my values have not changed.
Look, I am not a political person, but I want people to know what Kamala Harris has did to me. If she do it to me, she will abuse anyone if you give her the power.
Throughout her career, whether as prosecutor, senator, or vice president, Kamala has prioritized control over real justice. This is what happens when power is handed to someone unconcerned with the consequences of their policies. If she can go after parents like Cherie Peoples, she can go after anyone who stands in her way. But here's what I want to know. Why has the leftist media scrubbed this story? One, they themselves reported on. And if they're hiding this, what else are they covering up right now? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Turn those notifications on so you never miss a video that I post. You know we're fighting an uphill battle. Consider joining the ARP family. It supports me, the team, the channel, gives us the ability to do what we do on a day-to-day basis. God bless each person that has joined the ARP family, and bless the brother yesterday that sponsored, I believe, like 10 memberships to the channel. I appreciate you, brother. God bless you. I can't remember your name right off the top of my head right now, but I do appreciate you. Keep God first in your life. Stay prayed up, and we'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.